It's Venus, and I missed.
Hey guys, Trevor Rowe here.
And Matt.
And today we are taking a relook at standard Codex Space Marines.
Yeah, Codex, very large and thick.
Yes.
It's definitely bigger than most of the Codex, well, than all the Codexes.
We just had a pile of 4 Codex sitting here, and it was the size of like 3 of them.
Yeah.
So.
Go Space Marines. Of course, GW's love child gets all the love.
Yes.
So when the book came out, one of the biggest new things we saw is this fancy Teletubby 50mm round gun turrets of doom, and I guess in theory assault if you want to be that lousy.
Yeah, man.
So, Centurions, Devastators primarily, they have Assault Centurions. The real thing is they also came with this fancy new weapon called a Grav Gun. It is the ability to... Yeah, well, I mean, Grav Guns in general, the new sauciness for the Army. It's the ability to have gravity smash an enemy vehicle. It wounds against their armor save, which is really good against those big, scary, at the time, Riptides were huge, and Wraith Knights were huge, and it just tore them apart at the seams.
This came out a little afterwards, but yeah.
Well, I guess at the time it was just Riptides. When this came out, this was like a hard counter to Riptides.
Sure.
Because Tau came out right before this.
Yeah. My bad.
And you go, oh look, you have a Riptide. I wound on 2s.
Take your 5-ups, whatever.
Yeah, you just dunk them.
Yep.
And we'll get into a little bit more about Centurions and the build, stuff like that. I like to always start with the troops, the things you have to take.
Wait. Gonna stop you.
Stop.
Hammer time?
No, I was going to collaborate and listen.
Oh, okay. Chapter tactics.
Oh, yeah. So, they actually give Space Marines
ones are your favorites?
legit chapter tactics. Obviously, also, this book consumed Black Templars. Black Templars never again be their own book.
Yep.
Which one are my favorite? I think Ultramarines are real good if you're going to run a bunch of, like, MSU Tactical Marines. I think it's
really
good.
strong for, like, drop pod armies.
Yeah, drop pod, even Rhino Rush armies. Anything MSU, I think it's one of the 2 good MSU builds. The other good MSU build is Iron Hands. Just having feel no pain and it will not die on your vehicles.
Yeah, like 6-up feel no pain doesn't necessarily sound like a lot. We've seen it a lot. Rob on the team does it with scouts a lot.
But if you figure
when you have
every
that one troop that
6
just sits
wounds,
there.
if you figure, yeah, like I have a 5-man, there's a decent chance that one of those guys will live. Will pass him.
And you never know when that screws up your opponent's entire turn.
Yeah, because the worst feeling ever is I've combat squatted a 5-man and I have to shoot more than I wanted to into that 5-man.
Yeah, when you have to start dedicating 3 Wave Serpents to kill a 5-man, you're just wanting to put your head through the table.
Exactly. Past that, I think White Scars are real good. It gave them every single thing listed under the Skilled Rider ability, with the exception of the words Skilled and Rider.
Yep.
So it doesn't confer to the unit, which makes them kind of crappy as allies, because you don't get that Skilled Rider out for them. Especially in 6th edition, when you could focus fire different cover saves, and we'll get to that. That's just kind of stupid, the Franz of sauciness. But past that, I think those are the 3 best chapter tactics as a whole.
Definitely.
I think there's some other fun ones. The Black Templar one, I don't think I've actually ever seen someone use the Black Templar one.
Yeah, it's like Crusader and something.
Yeah, I don't think I've
Maybe
actually ever seen
Will?
you use that. The Salamander one is, woo, cool. It's cool for drop pods if you're running a bunch of Flamers and Meltas, because you're like, oh, everything Twin Links.
Well, the Melta's only good if you take Vulcan.
Oh, okay.
It's real sketchy.
And Vulcan is...
Yeah.
He's
I'm
not
playing him in
terrible.
Escalation League.
Vulcan. I guess those are all the really important ones, right? We didn't miss anyone. I mean, I'm sure we missed
Raven
them.
Guard gives stealth and
unless you're Scout, which is really nice, being able to outflank. Raven Guard's also a good Rhino Rush one because you can outflank Rhinos, which you can do with White Scars also, but makes it a little bit better.
I know Matt DeFranza used to play Raven Guard a lot, and what he really didn't like is with the changes to 7th. Now Night Fight is just straight stealth, so 50% of the time that chapter tactic just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that covers pretty much all of them.
Imperial Fist is really good if you're running Stern Guard. The Stern Guard, I think, just got a little bit worse in this book. I don't think you're going to really see them as much. The Imperial Fist tactic would have been really good in the old book when Stern Guard was...
Or if it affected Stern Guard ammo.
Oh, it only affects their weapons, right?
No, it just regular bolters.
Oh, I thought it was... Yeah, but it's their bolt guns, right? Or do they have the special bolt gun?
This rule does not apply to Hellfire, Kraken, Vengeance, or Dragonfire rounds.
Ignore everything I said. I am the liars.
It's alright.
I could have sworn I just
You've never
assumed.
played that chapter anyway,
I
so it's okay.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone play a chapter. That one
That
and
sentence is why.
that Black Templar, I don't think I've ever seen anyone play them ever. I'll have to play a game with them now.
No, you don't.
Probably not.
So,
so
going
troops
through
then.
picking out, what do you like the most? This Codex has been out for a while. We've had a lot of time to try it out. Where do you stand?
Tactical Marines are real good.
Yep.
Centurions are real good.
Yep.
The Shield Eternal is real good.
Real dumb.
And Con really sucks.
But sometimes you just have to take them.
Because you want Scout.
Yep.
And White Scars don't actually get Scout. So I guess they don't get everything Skilled Rider. They don't get Scout. But no, Centurions, Tactical Marines, the Scouts are really good. I really like the Landspear Storms too. I think the troops in this book are real solid. And especially how important OBSEC has kind of become. Scouts are really good. Not Sniper Scouts like before. Regular just Scouts with a Landspear Storm I think is really solid. I think Tactical Marines and either Rhinos or Drop Pods are really solid. I think Rhinos bring extra objective secured vehicles.
Have Space Marines gotten a formation?
The flying one.
Oh, yeah.
The Storm Raven double Storm Talon.
Yeah.
I think Storm Talons are really good.
They got a section in like that book.
I think Storm Talons are good. I think Thunderfires are good.
Sure.
I think that kind of culminates everything I think is good in the book.
I still kind of like Stern Guard.
Tigurius, I think there are too many points for other things.
In most cases, I'd rather have Centurions, but they're playable.
Tigurius is really good because he's the only psyker in the book that can get divination. The regular Space Marine librarians are stuck with telepathy, biomancy, and pyromancy. So they're kind of...
Telepathy is nicer now than when this book came out, though.
Yeah, you can roll for Invis, you can roll for Bio, and there's a lot of cool stuff in Bio.
Oh yeah, that got better too.
Yeah.
So.
But not having Div is really a kind of a punch in the... I think guys...
In the open fist?
Yeah. I think if you're running Tactical Marines, Calgar is actually really solid. The ability to choose to fall back in combat's really nice because you can, if you have like a bigger, even a 5-man squad, and you want to tie something up, like let's say your opponent is a giant shooting squad that doesn't really do well in close combat, Cal primarily.
And he gets a big pile of Warlord traits, right?
Yeah. I've seen it happens a bunch of times where like you'll charge a 5-man into a broadside unit. You'll sit there in combat with the broadside unit on the Tal player's turn, and then be like, I choose to fall back. Now I can shoot back into you, and you don't get to ever shoot me.
Yep.
So Calgar can do some real tricky things. Real tricky things. Especially like when your opponent shoots at you before charging, you're like, oh, I lost the I have to take a leadership check. I'll choose to fail that, fall back. You're out of charge range. I'm a Marine. Automatically reality. And that's still the best part of the book is the words, and they shall know no fear.
Some fear?
No fear.
Oh, okay.
It's arguably one of the most broken USRs in the game. I have heard plenty of player argue it is the most broken USR.
It's possible.
It's probably the best one.
So now that we've gone through...
you already pointed out the other good unit.
So, last good unit, I guess, maybe not last, but...
Legion of the Damned.
Yeah.
Real solid in a Wave Serpent meta. Real solid. I like to bring them with...
saves, lots of Meltas.
I like multi-Melta Combi Grav. For versatility...
I've heard the argument a lot.
But
so.
if you know your goal is I need to kill armor, then you just bring Melta, Combi Melta, multi-Melta.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think they're solid. The only thing I really wish is that, they are the only army in the game that is, in theory, is allowed to lose, that auto loses on turn 1 if you run them straight Legion of Damned Army, because they can't start with anything on the board and have to roll on turn 2. They're the only army in the game that if you play the army by the rules, they automatically lose. And I thought Orcs were the only army that did that. I just like making TJ and Orcs.
So this book has been out for a long time now, right?
2013?
Sure, so like year and a half, let's say.
Yeah.
So we've had a lot of time for the meta to develop. It's gone through. It's in its 2nd edition now, right? It came out in 6th?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's been a lot of time. We really kind of just know the builds now that you're going to see when you see a Space Marine army. What would you say are the top 3? Let's be Space Marine primary for now.
Space Marine primary. Number 1, and you can build this actually as them as allies too, Centaur.
Definitely.
I like it as a primary. I like Tigurius if you are playing in Forge World Severn Loth. You then bring your Cents, you get better troops, and then you ally them as a strike force, which is nice because the Grey Knights will then ally that formation. You only need 1 troop, and you get Drago, who auto gets Gate.
Yep.
I think that's one of the primary ways you see it. You also see Centurions in buddy pods. Space Wolves were the first army to have the buddy pod, 35-point drop pod that comes in a fast attack that you can just put someone else in, and now Blood Angels. So you'll see a lot of times you'll see, oh, I'll bring a Blood Angel army, I'll bring 2 extra drop pods, and then I'm going to go bring ally in my buddies as Space Marines and take those Centurions and plop them in drop pods.
And now you have those grav amps right where you need them. Yeah. No real risk.
Because, the Cents are really good because they don't have just grav guns, they have grav cannons, which are 5 shots apiece, and they get to, because they have a grav amp, they get to re-roll the wound roll.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
in general, really do you like them missile launchers, hurricane bolters?
I like them hurricane bolters. Now that 7th edition got rid of the magic bullet extender, the build in 6 used to be 1 missile launcher and then the rest hurricane bolters. So that missile launcher gave that extra 24-inch range. You don't need that anymore because they fixed that. So I just like hurricane bolters. Don't spend the points. Don't up their points cost.
I agree.
And also it helps with one of the big things that like Star gets kind of pissed off about is like guard or orc bodies. So hurricane bolters just chew through those guys pretty quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, also it's nice the Omniscope automatically gives you split fire, so that's always really good. But I think that's what like the prime build is Sense. I think the next build that you see a lot is Command Squad bikes and white scars. I think you'll see a Command Squad with Apothecary, Chapter Master, and then just bike squad or just bike units. The bikes are real solid.
Real mobile. They're OBSEC.
They can get grav really easily, and because they're obviously relentless on bikes, the gravs are a little more reliable. They're a 30-inch effective bike range or grav range because their grav guns are 18 inches. They move 12. Hit and run on everything with the white scars. Really nice. They're durable. I like them a lot.
Usually throw some Space Wolves in there, right?
Yeah. Either on Thunderwolves, especially now, in 6th edition you just put like Rune Priest on bikes, stuff like that. Now the Thunderwolves are really good allies, for it as a whole.
Which conveniently also gives you buddy pods.
Yeah. And then past that, I think Tactical Marines are still really solid. They were the primary MSU army with just Tactical Marine drop pods, and I'll bring down 7 drop pods. If I bring 6 troops, they're all Tactical Marines. They're all 10 mans. You melt a combi melt a bomb drop pod. It's 200 points. I can bring 6 of those. So for 1,200 points, I have 18 objective secured units when I combat squad everything. I have 12 just 5-man Marine bodies, which are pain in the butt to kill, and 12 armor 12 or 6 armor 12 drop pods. Good luck. In objective-based missions, you don't have to kill anything. You can just, I'll drop 2 drop pods on each objective and go, okay, have fun. You have to kill through 20 Marines
Put
and
it on
2
your
pods.
opponent to be able to remove everything or they lose.
Exactly. So you can just kind of tactically assault things where you need to just block stuff up. So no, I think that's really a big strength. But obviously now it's kind of dwarfed a little bit by Blood Angels being do it frankly just as well.
Blood Angels coming in with their cheap assault marine units.
Yeah, well, so now being able to heavy flamer out
attack,
the drop pod is real big.
They're coming in with, instead of whatever random heavy weapon you had to choose or opted to choose out of Space Marines, they're coming in with a meltagun heavy flamer.
Yeah. So I think that's a really good spot. I think the Marines as a whole have a lot of utility. Like I said, I think Thunderfires are really good. They obviously got a little bit worse because Barrage doesn't just cause pinning in 7th edition. So they took a little bit of a hit, but they're still 100 points. They were an auto go-to in 6 with pinning. Now they're okay. They're not bad. So they're never terrible. I think we said Legion of the Damned are really good. You've got decent, good Psychers and Tigerius. I think as a whole, the army has a lot of range and depth.
I think this is really where they wanted to see Space Marines. They can really do whatever you need them to do, and they're just good.
They're jack of all, master of none.
But they're good.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, they are, and because obviously the argument that the reason the Imperial armies as a whole are just get really good is because I can ally with anything. So I can craft my Space Marine list the way I want it. And then I can go, okay, Blood Angels, you are really good at this. Let me bring that in. Space Wolves, you're really good at this. Let me bring that in. No, Grey Knights, no. Dark
You bring in Drago, because why not?
Yeah, and I mean, Grey Knight Librarians, so okay, Grey Knights, I want to go Psychic Death Star, okay, bring in your guys. Dark Angels, though.
Imperial Knights.
Imperial Knights. We don't really get a lot of benefit. You just get...
They're just knights.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, these guys, like, Space Marines really go well into guard lists.
Yep.
As having extra characters. And then past that, I mean, obviously, Dark Angel Bikes and White Scars kind of get interesting together. I mean, obviously, the White Scars then get 2+ Jinx saves because you're getting their not skilled rider and then actual skilled rider. So it's not bad. I definitely think the Marines are in a fantastic spot. I think they're one of the top armies right now. I think it's largely because of their versatility and their ability to kind of craft the army the way they want. Surprise, surprise, GW's love child is the one that got the most TLC. And is the most well-rounded and will probably...
This is probably... out of like the older codexes, so looking at like them, Tau, Eldar, Demons, those guys, this is the one book out of all of those that I don't think needs to be redone.
I agree.
I think it's in a great spot in the meta. It's not ruining the game for anybody.
Yeah.
It's still really competitive and strong if you want it to be.
Yeah, it's not too good, but it's definitely good enough that any Marine army has a chance of going and winning a tournament.
It's very in line with the current codexes that are coming out.
Yeah, it's probably one step above a lot of the current ones, which is only because most of the current codexes specialize in a couple things. They do a couple things really well. This thing just does everything pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really happy. You know, this thing has stood the test of time so far. I mean, it's
good. But it's good for the game.
It's been out 2 editions,
you know,
and it's been competitive the entire time.
Marines are the most popular army. As a guy who owns a store, I can tell you Marines are the most popular army.
They're iconic.
Yeah, but like Marines, Cast Space Marines, and Demons are the 3 most commonly sold armies for us and for a lot of stores. So yeah, Marines being good, it makes sense for GW as a business point of view. It's good for the game because they didn't break them, and that's what I was worried about. Is that Marines were going to come out and just be too stupid good, and it was like, well, Marines win everything. They just don't. They like. But there's never a solid, well-rounded Marine build that you can put together that won't have a fighting chance in any game.
Absolutely.
Which I think is perfect. Marine book is what you want codexes to be in this game. Well-rounded, can fight anything, and just the player skill is what rises this codex to the top. If you're going to win a big tournament with it, it's player skill is going to win that tournament with it.
Just so many builds. They're all so good, but they're just at that right point where, you know, you play it right, you'll win.
Exactly. So that is our discussion about Space Marines. If you guys want to check out anything else about your favorite army, check out our other videos. Other than that, hope you guys enjoy.
Have a good one.